February 15th vlog. It's early in the morning. My computer, I just restarted the computer and I didn't get to connect I got to go and push the thing in order to connect the, screen, the computer TV screen. So I don't know what time it is, but it's like 5:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. There's a little bit of light coming up over there. I slept last night. I got to sleep sometime, can't remember when. I just passed out because my roommate gave me 2 brewskis. I did the video yesterday, and when I did the video, I said he was out there gonna get me a sandwich. He said he was gonna get me a sandwich. But when he came back, instead of having a sandwich, he had 2 beers. So I drank the 2 beers, and then that made me fall asleep. But then I woke up. And so when I woke up, I wasn't up very long, and I heard him banging on the door. I'm like, what? And then I was working on my work, and I went out there to get something, and he's like, hey, you want a big-ass brewski? So I just had a brewski for breakfast. And I'm kind of high. I'll call my mom in a couple of hours. I'm really digging these morning rides. I love morning rides, man. Before you get going, I think it's good for her, because she's 78 years old, and it's good to go on the rides when you have the energy. I noticed she can get up the hills better. And hills up she wouldn't be able to otherwise if she was going on the rides in the afternoon. So, and we've been doing them every day. So we did one yesterday. And we're going on new routes all the time. She lives in the perfect frickin' place you could ever live. To have all these trails right outside her door. It's pretty fucking badass. So every time we go on a different route, and then there's just dirt trails. Plenty of dirt trails to go on and everything, all kinds of stuff. So she has a tricycle. So brings her cat sometimes, but the kitty cat didn't want to go yesterday. He was running. I'd come out, try and get him, and he'd run. And so then I opened up the door. I'm like, okay, come on, putty tat. I'll at least let you outside because he wanted to go outside. So then he ran outside. But I don't think he minds doing the bike rides, throwing him in her basket. Because he doesn't try to fight and stuff. He knows what's going down when you bring the bike out, So, yesterday I'll do an update on what happened since yesterday. I have 1,930 of screen captures of animals from the prehistoric past from my history website. I'm gonna find a good size font. A good size icon to make so that you can see the animal. I have 2 of them icons. The person did a clever thing where Anthony Payne, who I got off YouTube, where he has the habitat in red of the animal on the earth, but then right next to it, it's a human next to the animal, and but I'm dividing them up. Because you have to be able to, if you're going to have the icon really small on the website, you have to divide it up to be able to see it. You have to kill all the dead space. That's what I do. I kill dead space. I'm like a master of killing dead space. That's what my whole website's all about. And it goes for everything. So even though he was killing dead space by making those big photos, if you do a big photo, it's great. I'm going to have them linked to the same thing. It's a good idea. But if you're going to have them as little icons, you have to divide them. And I'm going to have them both on my timeline at a good, something that's a good size that you can see the detail of. And then if you want to see it in big, you just click on it and then you can see both together, but I'll have them as 2 different icons. But, yeah, so the problem was, so I was going to have the crop of the world with the habitat and then the crop of the animal with the person next to it, and I cropped it. But then when I went and to make sure it was cropped, it wasn't cropped. That was because I cropped it in the non-crop folder. I duplicated the folder, and instead of in the main original folder, and instead of looking in the main original folder to make sure that that's not where it was cropped to, I just cropped it again in the cropped folder. So that meant that I had no cropped. That meant that I had to screen capture it all. Only I found out today that it didn't happen with all of them. It only happened with like half of them. I went into a spell where I somehow went to the wrong one. And so I fixed them, I think, all the way to the end. I don't know. Because right now I'm renaming them. And once I rename them, I can then get them up on Flickr and then maybe get done. So maybe in an hour, I'll be done with this whole fiasco with the... I'll be done with the cropping of the whole main crop, and it'll be uploaded to Flickr. I already have the crop of the planet, so then the only thing I need after that is a crop of the animal with the size. And so I'll probably get done with those animals with the size and maybe even done with them today. So then that means I'll be done with all of these images today. Then I can get going on the other ones, the Walk with the Dinosaurs ones. So maybe I'll be done with the images today, or damn near. And then be ready to get to the point where I then put the images on the website. I'm not going to upload the crop of the planet or the animals with the sizes onto Flickr because those are just links and little icons that I link on from my website. But they link to the same one, which is the Flickr of both of them. Yeah, so it's not as bad as I thought it was last time I did the upload. So, I'm watching all of the lectures from the Royal Tyrrell Museum YouTube channel. They only have like 7,500 subscribers, but they have a playlist where they have their speaker series, and I forgot to look how many speakers there are. I want to go and look. But it's all these guys, these people just go up and they give their slides and everything, and they talk about their findings, their paleontology, and it's fascinating, Like there's this one guy who found a dinosaur that was one of those, Glyptodon. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a turtle dinosaur, the big shell on the back and the big like weapon for the tail, and they found it in America or in Canada, but they found it in a sedimentary that said it was during the time of the ocean when the interior seaway was there, and so they're like, why is a land dinosaur doing way out in the sea? And they thought, oh, I know. It died on the seashore. The seashore floated it out as it was bloated on its back, floated it out 25 kilometers or how far out. And then it popped. And at that point, when it popped, it sunk, landed on his back, and then got covered by the sediment. And and they're like, good thing it popped when it did because it was right at the edge of this landowner's land, and we didn't have permission to get to the other one. So it's amazing. And they showed the evidence, and it was just patterns in rock that he's deciphering it from. So paleontology, man, is amazing because if you look at the Earth, that's basically what it is. If you look at people, back in time with all the dinosaurs, it's just like all these animals and stuff. Like, what happened when they died? Nobody buried them. They just died, and a lot of times they got buried. I think the person said that 15%, and this, I was shocked when he said this. That was a way bigger percentage than I thought. He said 15% of animals that ever lived ended up getting fossilized. You know how many animals lived in the past? That means, how many fossils that means? So maybe that means like, there's this, I don't know, I need to do a Google usage search. I should do a Google search, but how much percentage of the Earth, of the dirt, if you dig in it, isn't actually rock or whatever? It's actually a dead animal. It's a fossil, because that's what Earth was. It's animals running everywhere, and then they die. Then they get covered up by dirt, and then they become part of the sediment. And so the Earth is basically a history book. If you know how to read it, it's a history book, and we can retell history. And so that's why I'm so fascinated with my timeline, because I'm creating a history book, and I'm smoking reefer, and I'm like, I can't believe we have history written. We're just rewriting history, and we know everything that happened because it was written down. So it's like magical. Anyways, by tomorrow, hopefully I'll be done with the videos, and I'll be preparing all these images, and I'll be putting them on my website finally. And then maybe another week or two after that, I'll be able to make them small on my website. You can't really see it now, the ancient, because it gets too big, because I forgot to put it on the search bar and then copy it off where I put it on YouTube, which made it bigger. I mean, the website, which made it bigger. Anyway, keep it under 10 minutes. Talk to you tomorrow.